Hey, I want to give you a quick introduction to a set of videos that I've made called How to Make a Roof, How to Fix a Roof, How to Replace a Roof. And particularly if you live in Plano, Texas, I want to tell you a few key things about replacing your roof. Number one, you don't need a city permit. You don't need a city permit. Number two, or number one, you have to hire a white person, a white man, a white company to do it for you. They in turn will subcontract it to somebody else who will find you. You have to have a group of Mexicans, or let's just say Latin Americans, not to be discriminatory, people who cannot speak English and who will work for substandard wages in 106-degree temperature outside, while their white boss and white supervisor is nowhere on the project, not even supervising it. And you don't know if these people were trained in how to lay the shingles of a roof. Where did they get their training from? Did the manufacturer of those shingles train these people on how to put shingles? No, we don't know what we're getting. But that same white contractor, who is most likely a Republican, an anti-immigrant, will go home and have dinner with his family and will go in the voting booth and vote for Donald Trump. So you have to hire one of them. Then they'll get a sub-Mexican, maybe just one of them who can barely speak English. Or they might even bring a woman on the job as a translator. And they will charge you the most to do the roof. And then they will pay these undocumented immigrant workers a very substandard wage to work in that terrible Texas heat. And you, that good Christian person living in that house, you, that good Jewish person living in that house, you, that good Hindu living in that house, you, that good Muslim living in that house. You see, when they see me, all they see is a nigger. They don't see a Jew. Like Malcolm used to say, they don't see you. You might call yourself a Christian, a Jew, a Muslim, whatever. All they see is a nigger. All they see is a nigger, and that's what all you all see in me. But I'll tell you this, yes, in Plano, Texas, you don't need a city permit. Second, you do not need approval from your own owners association. You never needed approval. The only time you need approval is if you're black and if you're a black Jew. But if you're white, and if you're a white woman or a white man, you don't need to apply for approval. They say, oh, if you take it the same color like it was, it don't matter. But it does matter, because that's not what the rules say. I've read the rules. I've read the Texas Property Code, and I read them over and over again. That's my bedtime reading. That's why I'm around taking videos. That's why I'm documenting what's going on here, because I want the city of Plano to come and tell me I need a permit to change my roof. I want the homeowners association to come and tell me I need their approval to change my roof. Whether I want to put a red roof or white roof or green roof, because they haven't been enforcing anything. And this is what you call selective enforcement, when you choose one person among the group to target. But anyway, I just want to tell you, if you're an undocumented immigrant and you need work right now and you don't even know how to lay tiles on a roof, but you can pretend you do, these contractors are hiring and they will take you, no questions asked. If you and I, who are from the United States of America, go for a job, we have to show proof that we have the right to live and work in the United States, and we have to undertake a drug test and a criminal background test and a credit check. If you're an undocumented immigrant, you can even have your own crew, and you can be a subcontractor to the European man. And in one of my videos, you'll see one European man trying to get antagonistic with me because I told him, I said, look, you got all these Hispanics here and you're the only European here. And you're in the cold, you're in your cold truck and they're all up there on the roof. They don't like me for that. They want to kill me. But like I said, there are worse things than dying. So if death is all you can come with, bring it on, bring it on, bring it on. Anyway, yes, Plano is the best place to live. It's a beautiful community, very diverse, lots of people from Asia, South India, South Asia, many of whom newly arrived, fresh off the boat, didn't have to start in the ghetto, come straight to the upper middle class neighborhood, no longer buying Hondas, they all have Teslas and BMWs and Mercedes and fancy types of cars. So I have my own theory about people who want certain cars and stuff like that, but that's for different heading and for under separate paper and separate cover. All I want to tell you is that if you have to replace your roof, you don't need a permit. If you have to do your fence, you don't need a permit, and you don't need HOA approval. And if anybody tell you do, you call me. You know where I am. You know how to find me. You can reach me. I'm a public figure. My name is on the internet. My address is on the internet. My phone number is on the internet. My business is on the internet. Better yet, you should call me and let me write some life insurance for you. You should call me and let me do an IRA rollover of your 401k and teach you something about how to manage money. That's what you should do. But you don't want to hear that. You want to talk about sex. You want to talk about drugs. You want to talk about alcohol. Well, guess what? I'm having some alcohol. Voodoo Ranger IPA. I tell the day I discovered 9.9% alcohol, I don't drink no other beer. I'm even tired of drinking it. I don't take a break from it so my body can re-climatize. And that's the white man vice. And the white man will put you in prison for even his own vice. Anyway, undocumented immigrants have more rights than me in my own neighborhood. They have the white and then they have the overseers. There's a new slavery today. Unfortunately, the new slavery pays. Unfortunately for the Negro, when he was a slave, there was no wage to be earned. And the wages of the new slavery today is very, very lucrative because many of it is involved in the high technology jobs involving cybersecurity, software development, and network telecommunications, for which many of our people in the United States of America have not been trained and educated to do. And so there is a jealousy and an envy, even amongst the majority Europeans in the United States, towards newly arrived immigrants from Asia, Chinese and Indians, because they see how well these groups are doing economically. But it's not their fault. Their governments invested in training and in education. Our government have not. They conned us into taking student loans. And today many of us are burdened with these student loans and we cannot come up from under the student loans. And that's why we're being held back. If at any time you want us to talk about finance, I think I am probably going to change the discourse. I'm going to change the discussion and we're going to talk more about money now, how money cometh and how money can solve your problem. Because, something I also realized, so a young man called me from the insurance company, sound like a kid, and he addressed me as Peter. Peter. And, I'm waiting to meet him and to find out who his parents are. Because I notice businesses and people, I mean, you might call each other John or Pat or Brown on the job, but I'm not Peter to you. I'm not your friend. I'm not your lover man. I'm not your top man. You're not my bottom man. We are only associated because of business. Because I never address any of my clients by their first name, even though they be, of equal age, close in age, or whatever. I don't address nobody by their first name. When I call on the phone, I ask the people what's their name. They give me a first name. I say, no, what's your name? What's your last name? And decently enough, the people from Asia, when you call for customers, they say, is it okay for me to address you by your first name? We have no etiquette in the United States, no upbringing and no home training. And that's part of the problem. That's why the people did what they did on the 27th of June, 2023 to me, because they don't have upbringing, they don't have training, and they don't know whom they are messing with. When I light that fire in the backyard, when I put your name in it, that's it. That's it. That's it. Just ask Greg. Greg knows. Greg knows. Anyway, what did I come in here to tell you? Oh, I came to tell you that you don't need a city permit and you don't need approval from your HOA to change your fence, to paint your house, or to change your roof. If you want a red roof, get a red roof. Actually, I think I might get a purple roof. Yeah, purple rain, purple rain. I tell you, Prince. They try to tell us they're all on drugs. I don't know what they love about those drugs. I tell you, I take sex over drugs anytime. And I tell you, so many pedophiles in this neighborhood, they got cameras all over, and the pedophiles got cameras at the pool, and they watch me fuck in my backyard because they all around me here have cameras. Now, if they want to spy on me in my backyard, that's their business. I don't have no right to privacy in my backyard, but if you want to watch, you're going to get a show. If you look in my bedroom window, you're going to get a show. Whether it's me masturbating or me fucking, I'm going to give you a show. And if that's said, have a good night. I'll see you soon.